Ugh, ads are such poop. Subscribe to Acast Plus now to skip ads and more for just $1 a month. Click the link in our show notes to learn how. And hey, we're on Patreon too. Your support helps cover the cost of running a podcast. For $2 a month, you can get early access to all our episodes ad-free, plus bonus episodes exclusive to Patreon subscribers only. Visit patreon.com/sacrilegious discourse to sign up now.
Acast powers the world's best podcasts. Here's a show that we recommend.
Hi, I'm Cara Natterson.
And I'm Vanessa Bennett, and we are the hosts of the Puberty Podcast. It's a show that weaves together scientific research, parenting strategies, and hilarious stories to help adults who are raising kids through adolescence.
First, we lay the groundwork for how puberty has changed, and then we get into the tricky territory of how to talk about it with kids.
Listen to us on Acast or wherever you get your podcasts. Buckle up and enjoy the ride.
Acast helps creators launch, grow, and monetize their podcasts everywhere. Acast.com.
Welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
I'm husband.
And I'm wife.
Together, we're reading the Bible for the very first time.
We grew up without religion and wanted to know what all the fuss was about.
Well, what have we learned so far?
That God is a dick, and apparently some people believe in talking donkeys?
We're not trying to pass ourselves off as experts.
Nope, we're just reading the Bible for the first time and giving our first take reaction.
If you'd like to join us in this venture, you might consider starting at episode 1.
Otherwise, jump in wherever you like.
All right, let's go read the Bible.
Yeah, let's get to it. Husband!
Wife!
Do you know what today is?
I do, it's Saturday.
Q&A Saturday.
And what are we discussing today?
Our Q is about what does put away the wives and children mean?
It's bugging me.
It
really is
bugging me. I know. But I have a good answer for you.
Good. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that.
Spoiler alert. Good. It's a good answer.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
I'm glad to know that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's get into this.
Okie dokie. Okay, so remember, these exiles have just come out of Babylon and they're rebuilding their temple, and Ezra's like, boo-hoo-hoo, but so many of our people intermingled with the guys that were left here, all the women that were yucky, and that's so terrible. What are we gonna do? Whoa. Right?
Yeah.
And the men were like, I know, right? What have we done? And they're all crying in the mud and whatever.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So, do you remember when I had to go through that whole long list of names?
Oh my God.
Yeah. So, that list of names was the people who had decided not to get rid of their wives.
Oh.
Yeah. I didn't realize that.
Interesting.
But there was not that many names as opposed to how many people there were, right?
Okay.
So the majority of the people did decide
to get rid of their wives and kids?
No.
Okay.
To have their wives and kids. Okay, there's two sides to this. Okay?
Yeah.
First of all, getting rid of them, putting them away.
Yeah.
Let me just put that to bed. That just meant divorce them and give them here, go away now, bye.
Okay. Yeah.
But the majority of the women actually converted to Judaism so that they would, take the Lord and adopt their ways of worshiping and totally be like, okay, I'm on board. I don't really care. Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
But there were a few who didn't. And they were the ones who they took the kids because women always gets the kids, right?
Sure.
And they left.
Where did they go?
They just went away.
Oh, okay.
They got divorced and they left the community. They couldn't stay there.
Got it.
So they probably went back to their families or wherever.
Okay.
And they weren't killed or anything. And they were divorced as properly as was supposed to be. You know what I mean?
Offered the shoe and shit?
Yeah. They weren't just shut out with nothing to survive on.
Got it.
Okay. So they were divorced and the town said, okay, bye. And
but
they couldn't live there
them,
anymore.
Supplies and shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
They didn't just like say, sorry about your luck, have fun,
Right.
and
Right.
let's not see your face again type thing.
Right. So first we've got the group who the men stayed married to their wives and the wives converted.
Right.
Okay. Then we've got a very small group of men who were named who were like, no, I'm not making my wife convert and I'm not divorcing her.
Good on them.
And they were the ones that they left with
Got
their
it.
wives.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
And they were like, fuck you, bye.
Yeah.
Okay. Then there were even fewer who were the women that the men were like, you need to convert. And the wife was like, bye.
Right. Right. Okay.
So there were 3 different groups. Okay.
Okay.
And nobody was killed.
Well, that's good to know.
That's good to know.
Good to know.
Right. Also, it is worth noting that marriage is supposed to be like this sacred thing. So one of the ways that they like got away with, you're not supposed to divorce people, but if you do, there needs to be like a really good reason, and you have to do
Right.
it publicly with the whole shoe thing.
Sure.
And, everybody's got to approve of it, right?
Yeah.
So the way that they got away with so many divorces
Yeah.
was one of the ways that they got away with this was by saying, well, since these marriages were not properly done in the first
never
place.
an actual marriage.
Yeah, they were never actual true marriages, and so they could be easily annulled.
Got it.
And that's the
Got
way
it.
they did a lot of them.
That's
was
convenient.
just annul them.
Right.
Yeah. But again, there weren't that many that needed to be annulled.
Right.
So, I mean, if you think about it, it only took them 3 months to go through all of them.
I mean, honestly, what does it matter? Like, who cares, right? I'm just saying, in the grand scheme of things, oh, so we have to pretend like we worship this God? Okay, let's do that, I guess.
I mean, there were only a very, very few that would have been like, no, I'm not gonna
Right.
do that. To
I mean,
fit
I
in
feel
or
like
pretend.
if it was between my family being split up and torn apart and saying I believe in God, I would say I believe in God. You know?
Right.
I mean,
right.
I would say it. I would say the words, right?
But it's
and then,
not. It's
and then
not
we would
just,
say, and wink and nod, and
it's not just a matter of saying it though. Like, you have to actually live it. Like, you would have to go to all the services. You would have to behave as if. You would have to every
right, but
week,
could I at least
every
squeeze
day.
your hand extra hard when they're doing the prayers? And
I mean, sure. I'm just saying, like, it wasn't just a matter of, going along to get along.
Right.
Like, it was basically, you need to publicly declare that you are going to take this God as your only God, and publicly, for the rest of your life, there will be scrutiny on you.
Right.
Will you live up to this for the rest of your life? Because we are going to be looking for you as a Moabite or as an Egyptian or as somebody who isn't from here. We're going to be looking for you to not be actually following God's rules.
Yeah, but I bet that was dependent partly on social status also,
Mhm.
and like there's other factors involved.
Oh,
here.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Like if you have a high social standing, they're going to overlook you more than they would someone with a low social standing.
Oh, absolutely. But there were a lot of apologists out there when I was doing my research who were like, we just want to be clear that this wasn't about race. This was about faith.
Bullshit.
Right. And
Bullshit.
And the way that it's bullshit is based on what I just said. You can look at the people who are clearly not from there and say, we're going to keep an eye on you because you look different. That means that you were one that are one of the comminglers.
Right. And besides that, it was just a chapter or two prior that they were talking about the people that lived there while they were gone,
Mhm.
that had decided to take up the ways of Yahweh and start worshiping Yahweh.
Mhm.
And they're like, no, you're not Israelites. Get the fuck out of our land.
Exactly.
And we don't want you here.
Exactly.
They don't like foreigners.
No,
Period.
it's true.
They're very
xenophobic.
Right.
They're very racist.
yeah. So I call bullshit on that.
No, I totally agree with you. I just wanted to put it out there that was a thing that was said, and that is still said, that this was truly about faith.
There's a lot of fucking things that are said, and they're not all bullshit, but there have been apologists from day one of the Christian faith,
Mm-hmm.
and even back into Hebrew times,
Mhm.
like when before Christianity
Mhm.
was around. There's always apologists because obviously there is shit that doesn't make sense,
Right.
and someone has to be able to try to explain it, or it doesn't someone else can walk in and be like, no, that's dumb because of this, that, and the other. And and they can legitimately say that. So someone else has to say, well, no, you're taking that wrong, blah, 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 blah,
Right.
blah.
Let me tell you the way it really is. And it's like, you don't know any better than I do. The only difference is that you're acting like you do.
The problem is that apologists in general, when it comes to any religion, means that your idea of faith is based on this other person's explanation of what faith is supposed to mean based on their interpretation of that said text that could be interpreted any number of different ways.
Exactly.
It's not a real strong basis, in my opinion.
Right. I mean, you basically walked up to this group of people and said, you either need to worship our way or hit the highway. How is that not racist?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't care what you say. So that was our Q&A for today.
Okay. Well, I was very curious to know what it was. I'm glad that it didn't die. And
me too, because honestly, I had it in my head that these women and children were tossed into a pit or a trash fire.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Like, I just assumed.
Yeah.
So shame on me, I guess, for assuming the worst, but shame on the Bible for putting that thought in my head in the first place, that is any way that any people would ever be treated.
Right. And so this is, we're going to be back tomorrow with our book club.
Our book club.
And our weekly
replay. Yep.
And then
on Monday, we will be starting Nehemiah.
Yeah. Although, should I do the replay on Sunday or should I wait till we're done with Ezra?
We are done with Ezra.
No, because we still have, we're going to be doing on Monday.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to be doing the wrap-up for Ezra, and we're going to be doing the...
You should probably wait to do the replay till we're done with all of the Ezra stuff.
Right.
Yeah, that's right. On Monday, we're not doing Nehemiah.
Right.
I forgot.
Yeah.
Monday, we'll be doing the
Ezra
wrap-up, and then Tuesday, we'll do You're Always Wrong for Contradictions. Yeah. Right. And then we'll start Nehemiah on Wednesday.
Yeah, I think I have to wait for the replay until after the book ends.
Yeah.
This time, because otherwise they just fall out of place.
It's just weird. Yeah.
So whoever listens to the weekly, I do apologize.
Yeah.
But still coming.
Hopefully you agree with our logic, and if you don't, well, sorry for you. It's not to be cruel. We're just trying to figure our shit out. We don't know.
Yeah, exactly. All right, guys. We will see you soon.
Yep.
Bye. Hey, wife. I guess that's the end?
But husband, that's just sad.
It doesn't have to be. We are on lots of social media platforms like Twitter. Our handle there is sacrilegious_D.
For D's nuts.
Oh my God. Stop doing that. Anyway, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. There's a link to all of our social media sites at our website.
Ooh, we have a website?
Yeah, it's sacrilegiousdiscourse.com, where you can also find a link to our merch shop.
We have a merch shop?
Yep, we have podcast-themed clothing, mugs, notebooks, and more, as well as an atheist and science-themed products.
Wow, our fans should really go check that out right now.
Definitely. They can get in touch with us by sending an email to sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com. But before they do that, we could really use some help.
Oh yeah? With what?
Well, it's not free running the podcast, and we need some financial support in order to get better equipment, which will free up time so we can concentrate on our podcast and our fans.
Okay, so what should they do?
Head over to patreon.com/sacrilegiousdiscourse and sign up as a contributor on our podcast. Supporters there receive additional bi-weekly episodes that we record just for our Patreon members for as little as $2 a month.
Also, we'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe on whatever platform you're using.
And Apple Podcast reviews help us out tremendously.
Like and subscribe. Leave an Apple review. Join us on Twitter. Support us on Patreon. That's a lot of instructions. Don't forget to say thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.
Acast powers the world's best podcasts. Here's a show that we recommend.
Hi, I'm Cara Natterson.
And I'm Vanessa Bennett, and we are the hosts of the Puberty Podcast. It's a show that weaves together scientific research, parenting strategies, and hilarious stories to help adults who are raising kids through adolescence.
First, we lay the groundwork for how puberty has changed, and then we get into the tricky territory of how to talk about it with kids.
Listen to us on Acast or wherever you get your podcasts. Buckle up and enjoy the ride.
Acast helps creators launch, grow, and monetize their podcasts everywhere. Acast.com.